Today, we are going to look at how football strategy has changed over the decades. Today, they used to run the ball at least 40 to 50 times, and they would use like formations like power T, wishbone, single T, for example. This is single wing T where they have the quarterback here. They have a wide receiver slash tight end here, a fullback, and then they have a running back, which is now called H-back in today's age. And they would have like 7 of the strongest men on the field to block for them. And here's an example. This is an example of today's game of how the single wing T looks, and how brutal it can really be. How he just ran through somebody, and that's today's age too. As you can see here, the metrics of running and passing throughout the decades, from the 1960s to 2020, you can see they were mostly ball run heavy, and they progressively, as you can see with the bar graph, they progressively around the 1900s. That's the 1900s. Around 1990, they started to balance out, and you can see the rise of the spread offense, where they started airing the ball out, throwing it more, adding more position groups, and just overall improving the way football was played overall. As you can see, the rise of the spread offense really changed the game of football, and this was introduced by Mike Lynch and Urban Meyer, which were both college coaches at the time, but they wanted to change the way the game was played. And due to the fact of them changing the way the game was played, many teams couldn't stop them. They both kind of put their minds together and created an offense to where everything had to be changed in football, and it took real influence in high school sports. Because I can even admit for myself that I'm from Hedgesville, West Virginia, and they're known for running the ball. And our new head coach came in, and he was very familiar with the spread offense, and he placed that into us. And it helped a lot, because a lot of teams were expecting us to run the ball like we've been for the past couple of years. And when you implement that into your game, it really does change the way it is. And it changes the way the speed of the game goes. So here's an example of the spread offense. I'm going to try to break this down for y'all. So spread basically means now we have wide receivers, which are people that catch the ball in the game. So, and they implemented a tight end. So we have, as you can see, our linemen. We have our linemen right here, right? Center, offensive tackle, offensive guard. We have a tight end, so it looks like the tight end's close. So the play here, since there's 3 here, this will be called bunch. So bunch, left. So use your left hand. We have the running back close to the quarterback, so they're in shotgun. Also, the quarterback's in shotgun because he's far back. So he's telling the running back, or the HB, that he has a wheel route. The tight end has a 5-yard sit. Wide receiver, well, this will be X, this will be Z, and this will be H. H has an under wheel, X has a go, and Z has a post, which also they're supposed to hit them in these certain areas. So therefore, back in the day, you can only imagine if teams were running the ball a lot, and then you see this and they had no idea what to do. The linebackers that are here, the safeties that are here, and the corners are here would be mad confused, because they're expecting them to run the ball, because you could technically still run the ball in this position and get a decent amount of yards, but they would just be confused on why they're running routes and why the quarterback is throwing to these specific spots and hitting those marks. So this is the real world impact of the spread offense. NFL's teams started implementing it into their playbook, started adopting actual like formations into it and adding it to their playbook. Quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts, as you can see, has really thrived off his quarterbacks like Josh Allen, Jaden McDaniels, Lamar Jackson, even Patrick Mahomes have thrived off to making this offense their base offense and having them do expeditious things in their career. For example, here Jalen Hurts in shotgun. You can see they're kind of in a bunch formation with a tight end here, and a receiver here, with a receiver here, running back here. And based off of this concept alone, I could tell that he's passing the rock. Due to him, it looks like he's going to run a corner, so he's going to run straight and then duck all the way out here to the sideline. It looks like he could either, he's trying to play with the corner, see how he's trying to play, so he can either run an out route. An out route is literally that. They run 5 yards and go out. He is trying to get him out the way completely, and the safety on top. You can kind of see one over there already. So he's going to try to get him out the way. So he's either going to run a little fade, like a wheel route, or a corner route, or possibly a post. He's just trying to get him out the way. This tight end right here, he's going to try to probably run a drag, like a 5-yard drag, just to get out of bounds. So he's an easy hit. And the running back is probably blocking, honestly. Or he's going to run his little wheel route, or a little sit, or he's going to run a little angle route. So, yeah, this is what the spread can do. It can really confuse the defense. And based off their alignment, it looks like they're in a 3-4. So they have 4 down linemen, so there's 4 here, and then 3 linebackers. But it looks like he was really a hybrid. This is what I mean by hybrids and safeties. He came down, so it looks like he's coming down to press him. So it's looked like it's man-to-man also. So he's playing 5 yards back. He's playing 5 yards back. He's coming down to press him, so he can't get off the line easily. And it looks like this safety's eyeing him. These 2 linebackers are really watching the quarterback and him. And this type of play style has really like gotten to the youth level too, because back in the day in Pee Wee football, all that, you would go to a game and watch them run the ball like 95% of the time. And nowadays it's all about the passing. Kids are developing faster, learning how to pass the ball, learning how to read an offense, learning where to throw the ball, what route they have to run, where the lineman and assignment football, where they have to be at, where they have to cut at, where they have to be at, just based off of this offensive spread. So here are some key offensive philosophies that we learned in this slide. In the 1960s, it was very smash mouth, very powerful, very predictable. You knew what was coming, you just had to stop it. In the 1980s, it was very West Coast, very precision, very short games. You get 5-6 yards a buck, and that's not really what they wanted. More precise. In the 2000s, when they introduced the spread, it made the game go a lot faster, like a lot faster. But the thing with that is, like I said in the last slide, they had to introduce more positions, like the hybrid safety and other positions, man. So there was more risk of turnovers. There was risk of flags happening. There's risk of interceptions. There was risks of fumbles. There was a lot more risk that came with this. But, they had to figure it out and add it. So then you would ask, what's next? I like a little animation I did, Based off the spread offense, they had to create a balance within the play side of the field, because there's 11 men on each side of the field in football. Offense is 11, defense is 11. So they had to figure out how to balance it out. So they incorporated hybrid safeties, which are kind of bigger linebackers. So linebackers are bigger, but these are a little slimmer but way faster corners. Corners are the people on the outsides guarding receivers, so they had to implement them so they could be back, so they could run 2 safeties at the back. So they really had to like add defensive positions so they can be able to counter the way spread can be played at. They added a whole bunch of penalties. They added countless things just because of the spread offense. The spread offense really changed the game of football. And fortunately for us, football is evolving every time someone touches the field. So I just want to thank y'all for looking at my slides. Here's my works cited, media credits, everything is here. And I hope y'all have a good day. Bye.